The world is changing pretty rapidly. And for us that are younger, it is very, very important to make sure that we grasp onto the change in these technologies as they are evolving. Because if we don't, chances are that we are not going to be anywhere near the other people in our lives that are utilizing these technologies. If you're looking for business scaling, leadership, and emotional intelligence in your feed, subscribe, and I'll see you over there. I have the privilege of working in a company that represents an up and coming coin, and I tend to spend a lot of time thinking about how to optimize that company, but also learn some of the intricacies of what is required to understand how this technology works and how to transfer that knowledge to not only myself, but the other amazing human beings that will be utilizing it for the long run. My name's Turab, and I just wanted to walk through some of the changes that I've observed in my 28 years of being alive. When I was 1 to 4 years old, I didn't know really anything about technology, right? The first phones were coming out right around then in 96. We had pagers. We had people running around carrying large briefcases. And soon into my childhood came the advent of the internet, something so strange, surreal, that for now we take it for granted. Something that allowed us to connect with people all over the world, helped us create things that were widely accessible to the public, and in general, drastically increase the speed at which things could be done. I mean, think about it. We came from these wires, these physical wires that we use to communicate with phones, with operators plugging in these devices, to nowadays having a phone that can send out a message to thousands of people within seconds. And frankly, we're not slowing down anytime soon. In fact, it's very, very integral for us to realize just how fast things are going to change. Those of you that know Elon Musk and the things that he has done have drastically changed how we view the way that we travel, the way that we communicate, and the way that we optimize systems, human systems, through technology. I have great friends that are very technologically savvy. I would like to say that one of my very good friends is probably 0.001% in terms of knowing how to use AI generation in terms of visual experiences. And I get to interact with this individual consistently. The amount that he's taught me about Mid-Journey and the ability for AIs to create magical worlds within a matter of seconds is mind-boggling when I think back to when I didn't even know that this technology was available. After hundreds of hours of using these things and making use of them in real-world graphics, I have realized how few people still actually understand how these things are going to work and implement into our technological future. So something that you can expect is videos that are created entirely by AI that are absolutely mind-boggling. Things that can fundamentally change our perception of our lives, our world. Things that will necessarily enter into human consciousness and create a whole different perception of our universe. Imagine a world where you can go in and be anything you want to be, from a rock to an anime character to your favorite movie star. And all of your props and all of the things that you hold can be customized to exactly how you want to be perceived as a soul. Let alone, imagine being able to change how other people look to you. That is fundamentally going to change our perception of our universe as human beings. Magic, the fantasy that many of us love to dwell in, will be something that we see regularly through technology. I've had a philosophy for a while that technology itself is an iteration of what the word magic means. I mean, think about it. At the end of the day, how would be able to get all of this information so quickly and understand it so quickly if it wasn't for the internet or the very devices that are basically supercomputers in our very hands constantly? Now, with the advent of cryptocurrencies, we have the ability to see real transparency among billions of users. Someone's opinion can no longer be something that a singular organization or a singular unit can manipulate. It's something that we can receive information from the source and believe genuinely that there are opinions or viewpoints. Imagine a world where true voting can happen instantaneously on any issue at scale. That and the advent of actually monetizing this attention and this investment is making our economies altogether different. We no longer in the future will rely on physical money. We'll rely on the things that are available to us online through tremendous amounts of technological efforts and programming. People have created an entirely different way of viewing the world, a more transparent way, and a way that will judge value and consistency instantaneously and over a series of concerted efforts to put the most valuable thing into our digital environment. So, generally speaking, humans and technology tend to be at odds. We will function synergistically, consistently, but we are at least organic. We are bones, sinew, and muscle. We are thoughts and consciousness. The technology that we create is something that helps us make our thoughts, our creativity into reality. And as we continue down this route, we are going to find more and more reason to figure out what it is that we ourselves are actually useful for in this universe. My friend, I say to you, hopefully with transparency and honesty, that there is going to be a time where we can very easily see ourselves mirrored by the technology that we create. In those times, it's going to be very, very useful to understand what it means to have a soul and what it means to live a useful, meaningful life. When the intelligence that we have only available to us becomes incredibly unique, becomes incredibly powerful, intelligence will no longer be the thing that we're thinking about all of the time in terms of a valuable, successful human being. In fact, I believe that in the future, we will be thinking about ourselves more as emotional creatures, as creatures that can communicate through feelings rather than the information that comes out of our mouths or perhaps from sounds that we make. It's strange to think, but I genuinely do believe that we are headed for a more hopeful and necessary future. A future where we are more transparent, we are more community-oriented, and where real success in life comes down to the true thing that makes us live the longest, the value and the depth of our relationships. How can we start preparing for this now? I would strongly recommend, if you haven't already, to use ChatGPT or to use any other AI tool like Claude and artificial intelligence to help make your life a little bit more structured and help actually think through some of the more complex ideas that we necessarily need to to capitalize on to become useful in our modern day and age. I would also suggest trying to create some AI images, trying to create some things through AI that you have no idea about currently. There are plenty of free softwares available. Just experimenting with it opens up our mind. Furthermore, for the vast majority of humans, I think we vastly underutilize our technologies. For instance, email communications, calendars, having meeting links, having constant and automated communications can drastically improve our efficiency and our ability to communicate consistently with a large group of people. My friend, if we do not utilize this technology, there is going to be an entirely different class of human being that is technologically integrated, almost like a cyborg. And it is our responsibility as leaders and people that genuinely care about the progress of humanity to make sure that we can wrap our heads around this incredible movement. We're not slowing down anytime soon, my friend. I'll be there when you get there. Actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care of yourself. And if you made it to this point in the video, subscribe and like. It helps a lot. Peace.